What's good, everybody? What's up, everybody? Man, how y'all doing, man? The trade deadline just passed. Oh my god, man! I'm gonna be making like a video for you guys in the very near future. Maybe it could be today, it could be tomorrow, on the grades that I give each team of the trade deadline. But we're back with another no-run first inning and yes-run first inning bets here. My one for the Yankees was the only one that didn't hit yesterday because Big G hit a big Stuntonian blast yesterday that sent it out the park of something that I wasn't expecting, like I wasn't expecting them to score 3 runs in the first inning. But of course, we went 2 for 3 yesterday, only by one leg. Most of my hits, but we are on a roll so far. We're on a roll of, I believe, I checked yesterday, and it's 62 and 15. Now, with these 2 out of 3, it's going to be 64 out of 17. So, yeah. I mean, 64 and 15, actually. But yeah, that is very high still. But I do want to get into this one here. Again, I have to go back to the Yankees today, especially with All-Star Carlos Rodon pitching for the Yankees right now. This is looking versus Jansen Junk. This is very looking like a under 1.5 here. That's definitely going to be my first bet here. It's going to be for under 1.5 runs when I look at the stats statistically when it comes for both pitchers in their last couple of games so far. Statistically, I have to roll with under 1.5 here in tonight's games between the Yankees and the Marlins tonight. Now, guys, for my very next play here, we have the Tigers. We have the Detroit Tigers going up to Philadelphia here. We have Jack Flaherty here. We have Jack Flaherty on the mound for the Tigers here, going up against Ranger Suarez here. 2 great pitchers in the league right now. And Jack Flaherty is an amazing pitcher for this club here. Now, with that being said, especially Ranger Suarez pitching for the Phillies. Now, for this bet, I'm going to be rolling with no runs first inning just based off of Jack Flaherty and the way that he's been pitching as of late, especially for Ranger Suarez here. When I look at Ranger Suarez stats here, his very last game was for Saturday, July 26th against the Yankees, right? In that game, he gave up no runs to the Yankees. So with that being said, we're going to be going with no runs first innings between the Tigers and between the Phillies here. Now, another bet here that I do want to talk to you guys about, and this is going to be my last game of today's video here. We're going to be running a 3-leg parlay here. And this is the very first game that starts in a couple of hours between the Braves and Reds. The Cincinnati Reds versus the Atlanta Braves here. Now, the game starts at 12:40 here. The pitcher on the mound for the Braves is going to be Bryce Elder versus Brady Singer. I had a hard time pronouncing his name right there. But yeah, so when I look at the stats of these 2 pitchers again here, Bryce here in his last 3 appearances, his runs is very high, especially as Brady Singer here. Now, we're going to check out both of these pitchers' last game and, see how they pitched in the first inning. Right? So, His last game for the Atlanta Braves here against the Rangers, he allowed tons of runs here. Wow. He pitched 2 2/3 here, allowing 8 runs and taking the loss here as well, while giving up 6 hits and 4 walks while striking out 3 batters here. Now, that was on July 27th here now. Now, in that game, the Rangers did score 3 runs in the bottom of the first inning here against him. Now, that being said, specifically with the amount of runs that he's allowed in this game, especially his last game here, let me just look at this other picture before I make a decisive decision on this pick for you guys here. So, right. So Brady Singer for the Reds here. We want to check out his last start for you guys. Let's check out his last start for you guys. So, he played on July 27th against the Rays here. July 27th here. In that game, the Cincinnati Reds scored 2 runs in the bottom of the first inning here, while the Rays scored no runs in the top of the first here. Now, that being said here, he did allow no runs in the top of the first. So what's gonna help me make my decision here is that I have to go for under 1.5 here between these two clubs here, especially because of the amount of runs that he's allowed. The pitcher for the Braves here. So that's going to be my very last pick, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, like, turn on post notifications, and another video will be posting in like a little while. So I'll talk to you guys. Peace.